Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another 4C Tuesday Night Live. I am joined, as always, by the man who makes everything happen, Mr. Ken Carson, and we're joined by...
Hold on a second. That is so unenthusiastic.
What are you talking about? Listen, we're not putting this show on Comic Art Live, all right? I got to bring it down a notch or two.
Oh, is Comic Art Live better than us? Is that what it is?
Oh, then I have to be like, I have to be super excited. I got to keep up with, Marcus.
Those of you who are in the Comic Art Live room, I apologize. I called Bill Cox. He was like, no problem. I did it last week. Here's how you undo it.
Yes, because we're all so nice and we do shows with each other that we have access to the other people's stuff, because that way we can simulcast. Ken and I have done some live interviews on Comic Art Live and stuff. So he just hit the wrong button. And then thank God somebody messaged and said, hey, look, they're going to be on this channel tonight. And I was like, no, we're not. But listen, as you guys may notice, I'm joined by Becker, who's always here, my man, the friend, the man who tells you everything you need to know when we do live ops. But that's not the only reason why he's here. So you don't have to say it, Becker. No, you're more.
Don't say 4% processing, $25 shipping.
You're more than that. You're more than that. We're more than that, my friend. And I also want to bring Scott's here. What's up, Mr. Shaw? What's going on?
I'm not sure, but I'll wake up sooner.
That's all right. We somebody will come in that door and slap you a couple times, and we'll get you in. Scott's going to be making a lot more appearances on these Tuesday night lives because we need him. We need his wit and his experience.
So you've all been warned.
Yeah. So there you go. So.
Kind of a new look for 2025. We're going to have Scott here, and he'll be here to tell us some stories and maybe add some anecdotes to when we have guests, and they can talk about the industry and those kind of fun things. And
absolutely,
maybe even occasionally, if somebody says, "Hey, Scott, you want to draw me a Sonic?" you can just pick up a pen and do something. Who knows? We'll see.
By the way, let me show you a commission I just did, which is the craziest assignment I think I've ever had, but I enjoyed doing it. And Ken knows what I was talking about.
Who is that?
Yeah.
Hold on. I said, do not tell me.
Razorback.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, he made an appearance on the She-Hulk show.
I think so. Yeah.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
He has a little wiggly between his legs there, Scott. Though.
A pig
No,
wiggly?
well, it's a piggly wiggly, so it's okay.
I knew it was something to do with a college mascot. I was just trying to think of which mascot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he was coming up all fat pigs, and it just didn't work. But listen, guys, we have a really fun show tonight. We're going to be giving you guys some new information. We're going to be updating you guys a little bit. We have a new member to the 4C family. I don't know if everybody knows this. Listen, this could be news to Becker. I don't know.
I'm aware.
I don't know. I never know.
I
never know.
I'm juiced in now.
I feel like you know stuff that I don't know all the time. So,
well, Jeff, we got to do this properly, right?
So yes, breaking news. For those of you who are going to follow us, and the fact that we're doing MegaCon this year, we have lots of wonderful artists at MegaCon, and one of them is now a permanent member of the 4C family. So we'd love to welcome Mr. Kerry Gamble to a permanent member of the 4C family. So he is with us, will be with us. He's probably going to do several shows this year with us. I don't know if we'll ever get a live show out of him, but he is now part of our family. So we'll see if we can do maybe some commission ops and stuff that aren't just, pre-show ops or anything, but we'll work that out. But yeah, so Kerry Gamble is joining the family. So that's another great thing.
Wow.
Could you just hold on for 1 second?
Oh, okay.
Sublime!
Oh, sorry.
Sublime it is. Sublime.
Scott, you were saying? I'm sorry.
I said right outside my studio, I've got a big poster that he did of it was a cover for a book that a friend of mine wrote called Keep Watching the Skies. And it was all about 1950s sci-fi movies. And he's got about 30 cheesy looking monsters coming at you. In this
wait. That's funny. You should mention that.
Yeah. So if you like those posters and you're going to be attending MegaCon, Kerry is going to be bringing a few of those with him. And We will have those.
He told
They
us
are
yesterday. He goes, I got all these posters with all these Universal monsters on it and all kinds of stuff. He goes, I got tons of them. Okay.
If you're an old fart like me, that was the stuff that you grew up on. So it's really good stuff.
Gotcha. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So
That's
yeah,
so funny. So he just
So,
told
yeah,
us that
it's
yesterday.
funny that you have that poster, yeah, because he was mentioning that yesterday. We're also going to have a couple of cool prints for him that are going to be for that show. We have lots of comics. It's going to be great. It's great to have him see him in person and be at that show, and that's going to be his first show with us. But we're hoping to get him for at least 3 more for this coming year. So that'll be great.
Becker, is this a new spot, an old spot? What's going on?
So I've moved my desk around.
Okay.
So yeah, this is an
I
old
kept you a little
spot.
low.
Yeah. Dang it.
Unless
You're
you want to
all
show
right,
the
Justin.
art. If that was the point, that was fun.
I was trying to get both my head and the art in, but
I got you. You have to move
there
the
we
art.
go.
It's tough. I moved my camera about 2 feet away just so I could get some of this background stuff.
I moved into a whole different room to do it.
You did, didn't you?
Oh, but anyways, for you guys you don't know, so MegaCon, we're going to have tons of guests, and we might even be bringing more. We're constantly adding on to the list, but right now it's going to be Bill Morrison, Scott Hanna's going to be there, Mike DiCarlo, as I just said, Carrie Gamble's going to be there.
And it was just announced on MegaCon site that Doug Mankey will be there, and he will be with us at 4C.
That's
and
right. So,
I told Doug, don't come unless you bring the commissions.
yes. So again, we're not going to do a pre-show list for Doug, but he's going to have, knock on wood, all of the commissions done and delivered at MegaCon in just under a month. So that'll be great. We'll get you guys all that stuff, and then obviously he'll be doing new stuff at the show. But that's why we're not going to do a pre-show list with him, because we're still waiting on other stuff. Make sure he finishes that. But yeah, Doug Mankey's going to be there, and then like I said, maybe 1 or 2 other people might be joining us at the table. So MegaCon's going to be a really big show for us. So we're really happy and can't wait to get down there and do that.
We have New Orleans this weekend. So
That's
anybody
right.
who's in the NOLA area, we will have Bill, DiCarlo, Ron, Scott Hanna.
Mm-hmm. I know my brother goes there every year. He lives in New Orleans, so I'm sure he's going to swing by the table with my niece. They will come in, so that'll be nice. That's a great show, guys. It's a really great way you get artists you can't normally get, because the lines are usually super duper long. It's that show is really cool. It's big, but it feels kind of small for the artist alley. So if you're looking to get art, it's a great one to go to.
And Mr. Shaw, we're going to start obviously doing more live sketch shows again in 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Shaw is going to be kicking us off next week with the You Belong in a Zoo.
That's right. In the Zoo Crew.
And the Zoo Crew, that's right.
Let me show you some examples. We're going to do 2 different type things. I'm going to do caricatures. I get to pick what the person's animal is going to be based on just seeing them, and it comes to mind. I used to work at the San Diego Zoo when I was a kid. So then I created the Zoo Crew with Rory Thomas for DC. So we're going to have things where it's a headshot, face to face, and I will draw them in on the other. What am I doing here? This side.
Other side, other one. No, there you go.
Other hand.
Hey, that sounds good. And then also bigger ones, this size, with a caricature of them, not a full body, but just the head and maybe a word balloon between them. And I've got them not only of Captain Carrot, I've got the whole Zoo Crew. Pig Iron. No, see, I'm backwards with everything here.
You're good.
I've got Fastback. I've got Rubber Duck. I've got Yankee Poodle. I've got Alicadabra. And I've got Little Cheese.
Little Cheese. Everyone's favorite is Little Cheese.
So, and I certainly, if somebody wants a drawing of a specific character that has nothing to do with this, I can do that too.
Sure.
I also worked on something recently that you might want me to draw. Is I'm in that new Svengoolie comic. Bill Morrison and I split a comic, and
I have both covers that you did and that Bill did.
I was gonna say Becker's probably salivating.
and Rich Coase, who's actually Svengoolie, and I designed all these new characters. So if you're a Svengoolie fan, these are still fresh in my brain, so I don't have to look them up to draw them.
That's great.
And speaking of which, this isn't for
And
sale.
when is that available?
Next week, Tuesday night.
Yes, next week.
Can
I
get
found
my
this.
claim?
A friend of mine gave this to me just to scan. I have to give it back because I did it for his daughter. But here's a man spider thing that I did back about 40 years ago.
Wow, that's
That was
awesome.
a character I created for Marvel long before Spider-Ham. He was in the 8th issue of What If as a backup story that I wrote and drew for Roy.
Wow.
And they never asked me to bring him back, but they've reprinted him at least 4 times, and I get paid a couple of bucks every time. But it's interesting that they didn't go along with this, because maybe I would have done a whole series with that before Captain Carol.
Yeah, listen.
That's how Roy and I got to know each other. Was I worked at a comic shop, and he came in all the time, and I showed him what I was working on, and he said, well, why don't you do this backup? And a couple of years later, we did Captain Carrot.
Yeah, listen, I'm not here to suggest what you guys should do, but I'm just thinking out loud here. I'm like, OAX is coming up, and 4C is going to have Mr. Ron Wilson attending OAX. So I'm just letting you guys know that. But who's also going to be there is that Mannix guy, and I'm thinking you could get Scott to do like a little, man spider, and then you get Mannix to draw something, and maybe Hembeck a little later, and then you get these cool artists who do the really unique versions. I know.
Sounds like Jeff wants to start a jam.
Listen, I know Marcus is right up this alley. This is like right up his alley, so that might be something.
That's funny you mentioned Fred Hembeck, because in the early days, people thought we were both the same guy. Our styles, we both did the thing with the knobby knees and elbows, because I liked Popeye the Sailor, and I bring that back when I'm doing stuff in my own style. But he doesn't really do many comics anymore, but he does lots of little figures and
those little cards, and it's been very posh for people to get this new artist Mannix, who draws in a very unique style. They'll get a card by Fred, and then they'll have Mannix do a little something on it. So I'm thinking, we get you in there too, and then we get like a nice little threesome of drawing some really cool characters from some people with some really unique styles of artwork. I think that's great. Yeah, that's awesome.
Good, well, thanks.
And Scott was nice enough. Oh yeah, Ron is a really great guy. Yeah, so guys, OAX, please come see. Now I just found out today from our fearless leader that he's not going to be attending OAX. He will not be there, only because we are already committed to doing another show that he has to go to. But Ron Wilson will be there, and he will be represented by a 4C, a lovely 4C person.
My wife.
Yes, that's right. Renee
will be handling Ron. So
listen,
watch your mouths. Not because of me, to her. She'll smack you.
Yeah, exactly. No thing jokes to Miss Carson. She doesn't stand for that stuff.
But Ron's awesome, and I was surprised he said yes, because Ron does not like to do shows within 3 months of each other sometimes. So the fact that he's doing NOLA this weekend and going to do OAX in 3 weeks, but he was up for it. I think he wanted to get out of the. It was snowing when I asked him, so
right. Well, if I jump the gun and I figure since half the people here are only here because they thought we were on Comic Art Live anyways, so I figure I'd drop that out. So if I stepped on Bill's toes with that, I'm sorry, but we knew Ron was never going to come on his live show. He was never going to. He doesn't do those. So, but yes, he will be there. So please come by and say hi. And listen, if you need to get something from Ron, which I think everybody needs to get a Ron Wilson thing, swing by the table. He'll be doing them.
And for those of you who watched and purchased and participated in when we were on the Clan McDonald show, we're going to do more of that stuff with Clan McDonald. You're not going to see a lot of art drops here on this channel. You know, we're going to do live sketch shows and updates and stupid stuff. But we're going to do art drops with the other companies that do a lot better with the original art than we do. We're a sketch out. You know, this is kind of our niche. We provide people with sketch commissions and things like that. You know, the original art doesn't seem to move well with 4C people, so we'll find other avenues to help move it. We moved some pieces for Scott. He got a little cash out from that art drop, and yeah. And one other thing that Scott's going to be doing with us occasionally and having fun is, if anybody's ever had the fortunate has ever been fortunate enough to go to San Diego Comic-Con and see Scott Shaw's Oddball Comics panels, which how many years have you been doing that?
I think I did the first one in 1978. And I've not only done them at Comic-Con every year, I've done them at the one up in Orange County, the big
WonderCon, is it?
WonderCon, the spinoff. Yeah, I don't go there very much unless I'm invited, but I've done them in a lot of shows. I even did it at that small show in Dallas a couple of months ago, and it was only about 12 people, but they were laughing their asses off. So that's all I care about, is entertaining somebody looking at comics from a different point of view.
Yeah, the one in San Diego gets attended by thousands.
You know, what always happens is that it's usually about half full, and as people walk by, they hear everybody laughing hard, so they go in to see what it is. And by the end of the show, people are standing on the whole place is full. So,
Scott, do you remember at Mannheim I gave you that little pack with the dinosaur fossil thing from Edmonton?
Oh yes.
Yeah, Neil was the one who gave it to you. He's asking me to ask you about
okay. All right, good. Well, thank you. Yeah.
He's the one who gave it to me. He was hoping you were going to be there, and I said, well, maybe next year. We'll see.
Well, so all right, so Ken, so we do have a couple examples of what Oddball Comics is.
Yeah, well, Scott was going to show us some sort of dinosaur, I think.
I'm going to show you a little. It's a printout thing, so I thought you'd be interested.
Oh, 3D printed dinosaur. There you go.
Yeah, if you can do it, he stands up by himself. But if you just do anything, he collapses. I mean, it's like $15, but I just love stuff like this, and I love dinosaurs.
I would have charged you 12.
All right.
Oh man! But Ken, you have let's show one of those oddball.
Scott, you want to do one of these oddball comics?
Let me show you something close up. This it kind of represents Oddball Comics. My friend in high school who created the Garbage Pail Kids, John Pound, and I did this cover. But that's a real Oddball comic where a guy's hitting a guy with a gun in the face with a salmon. So that's one of my favorite comics of all time.
Oh my God.
Becker's looking at it saying, what issue is that? I want that.
You know, I have been told that dealers take notes on what I've got. I remember I was the first person talking about that Rifleman cover. And now that's expensive as hell. And at the time, nobody thought about it.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Well, you point out the thing.
Look on his face like he hasn't seen that before.
Yeah. Well, listen, your Rifleman thing, like you point out the things that once you point them out, people can't unsee them. So.
Well, I brought a couple of those tonight, so let's take a look at them. All right, there we go.
Is that Lex Luthor clutching a child?
It's wonderful. The Comics Code Authority authorizes a kid getting hit in the face with a kryptonite glove.
It's like the Infinity Gauntlet.
And he turned Batman and the Flash into kids and killed them.
Yeah, or at least that's what they want you to think. And you also get a good shot of Batman's crotch there too, which is always interesting. But
it's prepubescent, so it's okay.
Yeah.
So this is a 30-cent book. This is in the 70s?
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, they, by the further comics have gone and you get more material that are from people who grew up as fans, and you see so much intentional stuff that's trying to be like this. But this is still, the 70s were kind of the end of a long era where the editors were mostly older guys that went out to have a nice drink for lunch or 2 or 3. They wanted to see what they could get by their editors to a great degree. This might not be one of them, but that's one of the things I've asked around, and that definitely was the case.
Well,
So
this is the Neil Adams cover, right?
yeah, it's by Neil. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's when he was dating the publisher. Okay, everybody knows about the Three Stooges. They've done an awful lot of weird versions of them, but making them as kids and hippie kids at the time. I shouldn't say real hippies, but like Scooby-Doo type hippies. You can see they're wearing those. And Norman Maurer actually worked on Scooby-Doo, so he kind of ripped off Hanna-Barbera, but they kept hiring him because Hanna-Barbera, Bill Hanna once put his arm around me and said, "Kid, don't create anything if you can steal it." So, it is Hollywood.
Listen,
go down out the window there.
the little version of Curly kind of looks like you, Scott. I'm just saying.
I also like, that's supposed to be a duck, but it looks like a giant rat taking their photo.
It's just like a giant rat. It says cheese too.
I was going to say, I thought it was a rat.
We'll never know. We'll never know.
Wow. Well, there's a little bit of taste of little tidbits.
Yeah, we got a couple more of those, but we'll sprinkle them in here.
Yeah,
What? Did you send me more?
I thought he sent you 4 of them. He said.
I think I sent you about 4 or 5. Yeah.
Oh, let me see if the other ones didn't download. Hold on.
Yeah, we'll get in there. All right, so we got that. So yes, we are. So we will be in New Orleans this weekend, and then the same weekend as OAX. Ken, you are going to be in Portland. Is that correct?
Same weekend as OBX, I will be in Portland. I had to request access to the drive, Scott. You have to give me access.
Oh,
Scott,
wow.
yeah, I had to request access to the drive for the images.
Oh, you sent him the drive, but you need to make sure he's got access to it. Okay.
Okay, I'll do that right now.
Sure. So yeah, so we'll be, and who's going to be attending the Portland show? Bill Morrison will be there,
And Mike DiCarlo.
and Mike DiCarlo. So there you go, guys. So if you're in the Portland area, that's where Ken will be on OAX weekend.
I was talking to Mike yesterday, and he said, "You're gonna be sick of me soon." And I said, "Never, DiCarlo."
Oh, you're supposed to say, "I already am." Oh no, yeah. So Ken's got a busy schedule. He's got New Orleans, and then to 2 weeks. Right. So
Portland, MegaCon.
OAX, MegaCon, and then we just go right in, guys. And MegaCon's
Well,
going to be.
I didn't have a show from late November until now, so it's been a good 6 weeks. That's almost, sometimes there are going to be parts during the year when I have a gap like that, but
Right.
yeah, it was nice, spending the holidays and trying to get everything. So if there's things that I owe people and stuff, I'm getting to it. Just
Yep. Somebody had asked earlier about the Pat Gleason op. If he
Pat's going to give it to me, MegaCon too. I should be getting the Sal Roca stuff anytime now. So we got that all sorted out. I was waiting for Miguel to get to me with that, and he finally did this last week. So we got it all squared away, and hopefully he sent it. Usually he sends it right away, so it could arrive tomorrow for all I know.
Absolutely.
But if it does come Thursday, I'll be in New Orleans. We're leaving for New Orleans, so the only thing that'll be here are the dogs. So don't come near my house because Bruce is a maniac.
Well, it's a good thing your daughter lives nearby, so I'm sure she'll be checking.
Yeah,
on
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can get these.
Let's see. So we got those shows. We got, and I said we got. We'll probably have a ton of shows with Scott Hanna this year. We already got 2 in the next couple weeks.
Oh no, yeah, no, that's a tip of the iceberg for Scott. We have a lot of planned shows with Scott this year.
Mm-hmm.
Off the top of my head, I don't know.
But this the weekend of OAX where we're doing 2 shows. I guarantee you guys, it's not gonna. There's at least 2 other weekends this year where we're going to be doing multiple shows on the same weekend. So
Yeah.
stay tuned for those.
Yeah.
We might even get this guy in the corner here, this handsome man with the glasses to help us.
Becker was going to go to Portland, but he here. Listen, you know why Becker's not going to Portland? Here, check this shit out.
Oh,
Becker doesn't want to go to Portland.
oh yeah.
I have
Because he's
AFC
going to the
Conference
AFC
champion.
Championship game with the Chiefs. They haven't gotten there yet.
That's some confidence.
Yet.
So certain.
That's some confidence. He's turning down the chance to go to
Turning
Portland
down
because he's
he
positive.
doesn't think they're going. He knows they're going. He says, "Well, listen, if they who they're not going to have to play Buffalo until the AFC Championship game. We know they're not going to beat them."
Well, in his defense,
So-
they do only have to win one game to get there.
Exactly. We were looking at their opponents. Their opponents are going to be who? The Texans.
Either probably the Texans or the Chargers.
Oh Jesus! I mean, that's like week. That's another bye.
That's right.
Emilio, that's not very nice.
But on top of that, Jeff is trying to plan his MegaCon trip so he can go to New Orleans to see the Commanders in the Super Bowl.
Call me crazy. I'm not trying to plan that. I just looked to see, how that would work out if my team ended up going to the Super Bowl.
What happens if
You
the
know?
Commanders play the Chiefs in the Super Bowl?
Well, we're not really the Native American team we used to be now, so it wouldn't be quite as
What is that? I was talking about you and Becker.
for us. Oh, we'll be fine.
Come on, can we get like a shaved head bed in or something like that? I mean,
Now maybe a shaved beard. That might be easier for us.
you got to shave your beard live on 4C.
Yeah, listen, because shaved head. I mean, he's almost there right now. That's a lot for me, and mine might not grow back. So I don't think I'll do that. Oh,
Scott, did you give me access? It's not letting me in.
Oh, I did. I definitely did.
it doesn't like you can.
It doesn't like
Here,
me.
let me resend it. Maybe.
There we go.
Oh wait. Oh, a different one came up. That's cool.
Let's see. Oh, and then for anybody who's waiting on their commissions from Florin, he just sent me another whip on piece, so he's getting those done. So hopefully we'll get those back soon. I would love it if we could get everything back that or by MegaCon. So I'm going to push for those dates to try to get all this stuff and clean slated after that show. So we'll see if we can get that to happen.
Scott, if you can just send him to me as an attachment instead of
Okay. All right.
sorry. This Google Drive stuff drives me crazy.
How do I do it as an attachment?
I don't know. Two of them came through as an attachment. The other two said I need access.
Okay. All right. Let me try here.
Listen, this is
Jeff would say,
Now everybody can watch what an idiot I am with tech stuff.
exactly. This is a flawless show where everything is planned out.
Yeah.
Right. We are definitely a measure once, cut 10 times kind of show. Bless you, sir.
bless you. Now, listen, the real reason we're doing this live show tonight is because Becker and I want to talk about Raw on Netflix last night.
Oh my God.
Don't
Everybody-
murder Jeff's enthusiasm.
Hold on, wait a minute. I'm ready for this conversation. Wait.
At least have a picture, Jeff. See,
Here it is.
class-
Hey! Hey!
Yeah.
There's Jeff when we talk about wrestling.
there, Becker and Ken at a ball game.
That is Becker and Canada ball game.
It is.
Wow.
Look at that appropriate photo. See, now when I'm away, you're like, oh, those guys look like they're having fun.
So
Ken looks like
Becker,
he's ready for a nap.
Becker, let me ask you this. So when you're buying your playoff tickets, do you include the Super Bowl in that, or is that a separate thing?
Can't do that. I can only get the ones that are at Arrowhead.
Okay. So then when the Super Bowl thing comes up, it's like a lottery, right?
I wouldn't know. I'm not. I don't have those means.
Oh, okay. I'm just curious. I didn't know. I remember back in the day.
I don't even think you can get them that way through being a season ticket holder.
I thought there's an allotment for season ticket holders. It's like basically like 20% for each home team,
No,
and then
that's-
the other 60 goes to all of the
I
other.
think it's more than that. I think it's more than that. Hey, Sean, if you didn't get something, I shipped all that stuff out. Just message me on Facebook and we'll figure out. Yeah, because Bill did all of that stuff.
All that stuff should be out there. So if you're still waiting on yours, let us know. Maybe you live in Canada and that's why you haven't gotten it yet. We don't know.
Could be.
I don't know where Sean lives. I'm just
because I did mail stuff and it got I had somebody try to do a return through filed a claim against me in PayPal, and I was like, it was shit. I can't help it that the Canadian Postal Service is on strike. So but yeah, Sean, if you just message me on Facebook or send me an email or something.
Yeah, he's on Facebook, so he can just Ken Carson on there.
Yeah. For those of you wondering, Bacon is not. He's not going to be working much with us anymore. Well, for now, he needs to take some time off. So he was just burning the candle at both ends. He does the hockey games and.
Can we call it a vacation? Like
a vacation.
You could, except for I would never ever take a vacation from Bacon. Never. Never.
So we'll see Bacon again for sure. But for right now, if you have any issues, 4C stuff, you need to message me or message Jeff, and
listen, I can take messages too, and I have been. And somebody emailed me from an email that I hardly ever use the other day, and I happened to look at it, and I'm like, it was something somebody was asking me about from weeks ago, and I was like, I'm so sorry I missed this. I just don't ever check that email. So just email dude 4ccomicart@gmail.com, or you can, like I said, it's really easy to get in touch with me through Messenger. Even if we're not friends on Facebook, I can still message people. Really, it should be really easy to find.
Hey Scott, you want to see something cool? Since we're waiting for these emails?
He's working. Don't bother him. He's working. What are you doing?
So I bought a collection of Hulk books from a guy because I'm trying to finish my run. And he goes, Ken, I know you're a big Hulk fan. So I pulled this out of my attic and I wanted to give it to you.
Whoa. His eyes light up.
Push his stomach.
Oh, he had gas. Sorry.
I know he says stuff. I can't hear anything.
He's being censored.
Yeah, I don't know if he was saying anything. We couldn't hear the Hulk.
He was. You couldn't hear it?
No. All right, everybody be quiet. Hold him right up to the microphone. Let's see.
I don't know where the microphone is. The computer.
We got nothing. Nothing.
Really?
Oh, good. Yeah. Sorry. It's okay. It's good. It means your computer cuts out ambient noise. It's fine.
That's exactly what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a good thing.
Maybe it's a frequency thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I sent you two that go together, and I'm going to send you a last one that will be shocking.
Yeah, listen, and Annika's taking some time off too, guys.
Yep.
She's out there. She's still always always with us. She's just got a lot of stuff going on too. It's this isn't a new year, new us kind of thing. It's just people have stuff they have to do, and the 4C demands a lot of time, and some people are burning the candle at both ends, and we want to, everybody has to have their time to do their own thing, and luckily Becker and I can fit this into our schedules. So, and this is Ken's schedule, so he has to be here, but we want to be here.
Yeah.
And we're more than happy to be doing this, and we'll be here every Tuesday if we can to bring you live shows. But I attended 11 cons last year. I am not going to come anywhere near that number this year. So I've got my daughter's getting ready to go to college. She's graduating from high school. I got all kinds of stuff going on this year, so I'll be running around a little bit.
Somebody just sent me a message on. I don't know if you're watching the show, but Gleason's supposed to give me the commissions at MegaCon.
Yeah. So Gleason at MegaCon, Mankey at MegaCon.
Yeah. Plus, Gamble will be at that.
Yeah, we did 15 pre-show commissions for Kerry Gamble for MegaCon, so he's going to deliver those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
we might have some stuff, for who knows? We'll see.
Ken, it's a good thing you don't have to travel. That's a home show for you. Otherwise, you'd have so much paper to travel with.
Yeah, forget about it. Forget about it.
Is the 4C website up to date, Jason Harris asks?
No.
Was there something you're looking for, Jason?
No. No.
Probably not. Listen, we were. It might need a little love, but once again, Ken took the holidays off for a little bit. We didn't do shows because Tuesday night fell on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, so it'll all
Listen,
get resolved.
again, guys. I'm a one-man show. I can only handle so much. I have been consumed with a project that
He has.
that is probably taking up way too much of my time. But I think I'm at the end.
We might be able to see the
I can
light.
see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Yep, those are origami swans, folks. Ken has mastered it nearly. You'll be seeing them soon.
He's been working on his hibachi skills for the last 8 months.
How many did you send me, Scott?
He's working on the shrimp in the pocket.
I sent you 2 different ones. One has 2 covers or 2 pieces, and the other one is one shocking one.
Okay. I think I got them all. I got 2 of them loaded. I got to load the last one. But let me the one with the that's not a cover. Does that go with the other one? Or
Yeah, that goes with the fantasy masterpieces.
Okay.
All right, we're working it out, guys. Pretty soon, Oddball
So
Comics.
let me show one of these things, and we can get going with it because I think we're good to go here. Ready?
Let's do it. Let's see it.
There we go.
All right.
This came out when I was in high school, and they decided to start reprinting all the backup stories and pre-hero monster stories. And within about 4 issues, this became just reprinting early Captain Americas and things like that. But it's got that big blurb, that Stan Lee blurb. See the old-time fantasy thrillers. Old time was about 6 years before this. But I want you to see the inside front cover, which is one of the funniest things I've ever seen in a Marvel comic. There's Stan Lee, or as I call him, Stanatra, because he looks like he's trying to look like Frank Sinatra. And here he's got this skinny stool stuck up his ass, and he's got his hat because he hasn't had his hair plugs put in yet, and he just won't shut up. He's just, I mean, you need a microscope to even read all the stuff that he's saying on this thing. It is pure Stan. I worked with Stan quite well, and he was very much on most of the time.
That is a lot of writing.
And listen, for anybody who wants to take an eye test, this would be the thing to do.
Sturdy Stevie Ditko is the one that keeps getting me.
What about was it Jovial Joe Sinat?
Joe Sinat.
Jolly Jack Kirby.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've seen that one before. I don't know if I ever saw Steve Ditko's name put as Stevie and Sturdy in front of it.
Yeah.
That feels like a rib.
And I just found out last year talking to Walter Simonson, because I talked about how, you had like Big John Buscema and you had King Kirby, if he ever had a name, and it turns out he did. It was Wooly Walt Simonson, and it was only printed once.
When I was working at Marvel Productions, and Stan would call me in every once in a while when they were working on a superhero project, just because he knew I knew the history. I brought in that book that he published in the late 40s on how to make comics. When you've probably seen that. It's kind of a small,
copies behind,
like a small booklet. I asked him to sign it. He signed it to Scrumptious Scotty Shaw. Can't sell that. Nobody.
Why did you come up with that?
I want to sell that.
This one?
No. I'm not talking about that. No,
not this one.
No, there's an earlier one.
Yes, no, I was talking about, I think it's 1948. And in the back, after Stan brought it back to me, there's a thing in the back. I've got to find my copy, but it has a page in the back that says, I'm sure if you've enjoyed this book, if you want to send your art to me for a critique, send me your drawings and $1 to Stan Lee. And I said, here you go, Stan. I'm sure you took that to the IRS too, didn't you, Stan? And he had a look on his face and said, "Well, yeah, right, true believer," or something like that. I mean, he was.
Well, the dollar was just for return postage. It wasn't for anything else. That's all it was.
That's right. In 1940, a dollar return.
Well, let's go and the envelopes, all that stuff. That was expensive stuff back then,
It's not wrong.
Stan actually did a collection of sexy gags, not stuff that was, if nipples were there, they were just dots. It usually was a guy in a suit chasing a woman around a desk type crap. And the cover, he wanted to have a photo of a prostitute. And guess who he got to do it? His wife.
To be the model?
Yes.
Oh my God.
I forget the name of it, but it's like the number one most expensive oddball thing that Marvel ever did, because he didn't do it through Marvel. He just published it himself. Oh, he did one with golf jokes. He did a bunch of stuff like that in the 50s. Wow. But the fact, can any of you imagine, hey, honey, can you do me a favor? Oh, what? Can you dress up like a prostitute and let me put you on the cover of a book? That's just unbelievable.
That's wild.
Oh, my God.
Fortunately, here's the last one that Scott sent us.
And their daughter's crazy, so she'll sue us all. All right, here's a comic I had for probably.
Wow, what is that? Bill Morrison.
Right in the middle of the cover, there's a dick and balls.
Listen, that was done in post. Bill said so.
Allegedly.
And it's trying to attack the yellow underpants of outer space. It's.
Can this be tomorrow? Yes.
And I was on an online thing where one of the guy that drew this Pat,
well, this can be tonight if you live close enough.
I'm trying to think the guy's last name, but he worked for Charlton a lot and other places. And his daughter, I mentioned it, and she goes, "He never would do anything like that." And I said, "Well, look at it." "I don't want to look at it." I said, "Well, then I rest my point." It's like,
yeah, it was an accident.
But when you're collecting comics, you don't notice this stuff. And that's the whole thing between what I do is the fact that having worked in comics for over half a century, you smell bullshit.
Yeah.
You look at it and you go, wait a second. And this is a case where it was like it was sitting in my collection for probably 20, 30 years. And suddenly I go through stuff and I was like, holy crap.
I'm sorry, Scott, that's clearly where the fuel goes.
Frank?
I actually like how the tentacle is right next to the testicle. I thought that was very nice.
Yeah. We could deep dive on this cover, I think.
Wow.
Fuel spears is what I would call it.
The artist was Pat Boyette.
Fuel spears.
See, I'm old, but it comes to me, I give myself a few minutes and then it pops up.
Oh, wow.
Well, listen, much like that rocket.
There you go. This is the kind of stuff you can expect from Mr. Scott Shaw when he joins us on Tuesday nights. He's going to open our minds and make them a little dirty, probably, but that's okay. Sometimes you need a little dirty.
Okay. You're not all going to be dirty, I'm sure.
No. Some of them are just going to be very amusing and funny.
I'll have some dirty covers of Richie Rich's mom or something. I don't know.
I brought some books to Bill when I was in Detroit, and like those romance comics, like Love and Romance. And there was one where a guy was smacking a girl on a beach. I was like, wow, look at this.
I've got a romance cover that has somebody that has just crashed their car and she's covered with blood.
Oh my God.
That stuff's like really collectible though. Like people buy that stuff up.
I've got a number of romance comics that you look at and going, who are they trying to sell this to? Yeah, I'll maybe we'll do some themes. Maybe that's. But as you can see, I have. I'm still working on the oddball comic. It won't be soon. Apparently, the issues with Terrace doing an all-color book is going to be a big problem now. So I have plenty of time to make it better.
There you go.
We can just throw them in the Gulf of America, and we'll be good.
Absolutely. Well, guys, we have a nice, short, sweet show tonight. Like I said, it was basically just to inform you guys of the stuff going on. But yes, this coming weekend we will be at New Orleans. So come by, say hi, bring us a bag of beignets. I'm sure that Ken would love to have a beignet and a cafe au lait.
I only have one, so don't
Yeah.
bring a bag.
Well, there's other people at the show who like beignets.
I also wanted to show you before we go. I didn't show the close-ups, but next Tuesday what we will be doing, and I think that you'll find these particularly interesting. Here's pig iron.
Yeah.
I showed those last week, actually, Scott.
Yeah, but you can see it. Oh yeah, but you
you can show the real ones. And these are hand drawn too.
Yes, absolutely. Everything's hand drawn. I just did them ahead of time so I can make them look extra nice. When I have time, when I don't have a camera on me, frankly, I'm a lot more accurate. But as you can see, these are all pretty good headshots. And then I have one here that's an example of what you would see when you did it. I know it's horrifying, but there he is.
That is Ken.
Oh my God.
Ken and the Zoo Crew right there.
I do love that.
Becker said he was. What kind of rabbit were you, Becker?
Oh yeah, we went down the rabbit hole, if you will, of what would be your what's your spirit animal? You know, like what animal would you identify with? There's this bunny. It's called the giant Welsh rabbit, and they're just the fattest rabbits you've ever seen. Like they weigh up to 45 pounds, and I had this picture of one that just, I mean, he was real. He was a stout lad, and I said that was my spirit animal. It was 45 pounds of pure bunny power.
Oh my God.
Nice. But yeah, but Scott's gonna pick your animal for you. You're not gonna.
He will. Because if it was gonna be me, I'd just be like, just make me a sloth. What do they sleep like 20 hours a day? I'm like, done. Love it.
Well, I feel like they're just conserving their energy. That's my whole thing. Is I've been, I'm a magnanimous guy, and I know that the longer you rest, the faster you are. Clearly, that makes sense. So I've been saving up my whole life for one burst of speed when humanity needs me.
And if they don't, well, just take it with you. Take it with you to the next world.
I was ready.
Exactly. It's not my fault they never shot the gun off to let loose.
That's right. Coming next year from Scott Shaw, the new superhero, the Sloth.
Exactly.
I actually have a sloth character that I've got in and going to be doing for that tabloid.
Like a word balloon will be like one word per page. It is.
Nah, that doesn't work really well in print.
Exactly. You have to have one of those like SpongeBob things where it's like 20 minutes later, and you're like, it's just jump ahead.
Sloths kind of creep me out. They've got a weird hairdo. I don't like it.
I think that they're faking it. How slow they are. I think you're right, Becker. I think a push game to show.
They're up to something.
You ever see the claws that they have? That big talon. I'm guarantee you they could cut your head off. You wouldn't even know what happened.
I'll tell you that the thing that people, when I worked at the zoo, it always cracked me up. Everybody's like, "Oh, look at the koalas. They're so cute." Well, when I worked there as a trash man, I became friends with all the keepers. And I asked him, I said, "What's going on? Why do you have these giant, thick gloves when you're with the koalas?" They said, "They are so dim-witted. They don't know whether they're sinking their claws into a tree or in your arm. They are just like stoned all the time on whatever's in the eucalyptus leaves." So it's like, yes, a koala could be very dangerous if you didn't cover yourself.
I'm just in my head, I'm seeing the greatest cartoon koala in the world. It's just like a complete stoner who's just
the koala and the sloth as a team. I mean,
oh my God.
San Diego Zoo did a commercial years ago with a dispensary selling eucalyptus to koalas.
The pusher don't care.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe my eyes, and it's still on YouTube, so I know it was real.
It's the sloth and the koala versus their arch enemy, the snail.
Yeah, I just feel like Koala's got a really good PR guy, so like they
Same
get
as the
away
panda
with
bear.
like maiming people.
Yeah, Panda Bear's the same way. They got a good PR.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Heck of a PR department those pandas got.
And those
Yeah,
little
listen-
pigs that you keep seeing everywhere, those hippo pigs. You know.
oh my God.
Anyway, let's get out of here. We're getting crazy.
All right. But thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Like I said, Ken will be in New Orleans this weekend. Please go see him. We'll have a wonderful show next Tuesday night with Scott. In New Orleans, it's going to be Scott Hanna. It's going to be Mike DiCarlo. It's going to be Bill Morrison. It's going to be Ron Wilson. And Ken, of course.
Hmm.
So please come by and say hi.
Renee will be there.
Who
Summer
will be
there.
Who?
Renee's coming. Summer will be there because we're taking her back to LSU.
Yeah, absolutely. Becker will not be there.
Becca
But Becker will be here next Tuesday night with Scott and
No,
Ken.
New Orleans said I couldn't come back.
Well, listen.
It
I
was
meant
bad.
the city, not the con.
That's
well,
right. That's right. There was an incident at Cafe Du Monde we don't want to talk about.
Yeah, they were like, no, thank you.
mhm.
The beignet bandit has never been caught. I maintain.
It was like that scene in Hell with the donuts and Homer, where he keeps feeding him the donuts.
More.
Yeah, they were like, you just go home. Go. We don't have any more beignets. Just leave. Oh, all right, guys. But thank you so much. And yes, we'll see you all next week. And have a wonderful night. And thank you guys for joining us. And again, apologies to Bill Cox for trying to steal his channel. But we do
Sorry, Bill.
love the audience. So thank you guys so much. And we'll talk to you next time. Bye.
See-